given to us so that then we populate the highlighted areas of with the names of the reps from those state departments who will be the moderators. Now, the first things, of course, the prayer and introduction. We'll have a self-introduction of participants in the chat section. So we'll ask all those people who have joined in to register, and those sitting in groups to also do the same. And those are certain protocols that we will use, and I will continue to update you as we plan for this meeting. There are certain protocols that exist for the meeting. Then we'll have the welcome of participants by our principal administrative secretary in the executive office of the president, who will then also invite the PS, State Department for Basic Education, to just give the opening formal remarks, basically formal welcome remarks. And then that PS, if you could move the screen, Duncan, will invite the Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service to make his welcoming remarks. Okay. Okay, so after that is done, we'll have Mr. Collins Kiprono take some 10 minutes to set the context. After those welcoming remarks, Collins Kiprono is Secretary Legal in the Office of the Chief of Staff, Head of Public Service. We will then have a senior officer from the State Department for Basic Education, then do a presentation, 15 minutes presentation, a PowerPoint presentation on the policy and regulatory framework for public primary school education in Kenya. And we will have a sort of a template or some, because we have done this before with various state departments, as we had indicated earlier. The Head of Public Service has met the universities, the TVETs, the entire public service on different on different agendas. But also the recent one that happened last week was on a focus on all research institutions. So we do have some templates that senior officer can look at in bringing these out, that entire framework in a clear way that makes everyone understand how that structure is set. Following from that, we'll have a senior officer from the Teacher Service Commission speak on the operating environment for the public primary school teacher in Kenya. We'll have a presentation from the Office of the Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service on matters, zero fault audit status, again, with a focus on the primary schools for the Wednesday session. After that, we will then have Dr. Patrick Omutia, who will speak on today's public officer, the requirement for transformation of the mind. But it's basically a session where we look at different things that then transforms a teacher as a public officer, or as a public officer, transforming their mindsets in the way that they undertake their duties as public officers. After that, we'll have remarks. And again, this session will be run by the senior officer from TSE, who will run a session of about 15 minutes of getting remarks from representatives. So even as we mobilize, even as we continue to plan and to plan for the meeting, it's important that we have at the back of our minds that there will be someone who will speak for the chairpersons and members of boards of management. So it's important to start reflecting who is that person who will speak, because we require to prompt them early to know that they will speak, and also take them through the modalities of our webinar, such as the one you're going to host, a representative from the head teachers, deputy head teachers, as well as the senior administrative officer. So these are people, they're not making presentation, but they're just giving remarks. 2-3 minutes each to give remarks from what has been said before then. Then we'll have a plenary session, which again will open the forum to plenary for then giving feedback, commenting and whatnot. And again, we will manage this. Then we'll have remarks from the chairperson of TSC, followed by remarks from the Principal Secretary for Basic Education, who will then invite the Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service to make the keynote address. So that is how your 9 to 12 a.m. on Wednesday looks like. And if we look at the one for secondary schools, if you could maybe just quickly put it up, I will take less time on the one for the secondary schools. A lot of things basically
it's coming up.
Thank you. It's
And this one, Alex, sorry, Alex, the one you've just said is for primary schools, which is on Thursday, not Wednesday. Sorry.
Oh, correct. Yeah, Thursday. Yeah. The one we've gone through is for primary schools. Sorry, I said Wednesday, but Thursday. Now, we will look at the one for the secondary school. And Duncan, if it's up, see it.
It's up, Alex.
Okay. All right. Again, it takes a similar style and format. No need to say what has been said. Again, the date there is Wednesday. We'll also again require a name of a moderator from the State Department for Basic Education. Again, this is someone from the Directorate of Secondary Education. Again, the TSC will also give us who will moderate the session. And from our end, we have Dr. Linda Musumba, who is the team lead from the Office of Cause and Hopes. The first issues are the same. Again, having our pass come in and make welcoming remarks, PS and the boss also making the welcoming remarks. We also have a setting of context. If you move on to the next page, from Mr. Kiprono. Again, the policy, how the entire structure. So all that is the same as what we had looked at before. The operating environment for the public secondary school teacher. So the context here from TSC now would be the focus will be on the secondary school teacher. Then we have a presentation of the zero fault audit status. Again, Dr. Patrick Omutia speaking about today's public officer. I've spoken about that. We will also need for the secondary schools as well to have or identify as early as we can who are those people who are going to make remarks on behalf of that 4 categories of persons who have been invited. So it's important that you also reflect on who are those people that we need to speak to so that we prompt them early. We'll have a plenary session that will then be followed by, again, remarks from the chairperson, Teacher Service Commission, who will then be followed by the principal secretary. And at the end, we have the chief guest giving the keynote address at the end. So that's how the program looks like. And we will also share this with the 3 team leads, so that they're able to also then populate or help us fill in the highlighted areas that require your attention. And once that is done, we'll also then share this with the principal secretary to then know or prepare for the 2 days for the principal secretary. All right. Do you have any comments, questions on the program before we move on to our next agenda?
Alex? Hello?
Please proceed.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to say, Alex, that as you indicated, when the program is given to the team leads, it is not to be shared with the teachers around the country, as well as because the program may change. So the program is just for our internal use in this WhatsApp group, so that it enables each of the respective entities outlined on the program to prepare their papers and so forth and so on. So it is also necessary for the team from the secondary school and the primary school and the TSC to be able to give us like three key issues that you would like addressed by the head of public service in his remarks and presentation, so that he can do so from a point of knowledge. So I think Duncan will engage the respective team leads from the primary, secondary, and TSC to be able to gain information about what those issues are, at least 3 key issues, to be able to at least, enable us to prepare something that is going to be useful for teachers around the country when the head of the public service speaks. So I think further information, perhaps maybe Alex will be forthcoming within the WhatsApp group and in the conversations going forward in order to prepare for this. But I think that all the teams on board Duncan, you can share with them, for example, the presentations made by the other teams that HOPS has met in the last 2-3 weeks, so that they can be able to see the kind of presentation required to be prepared at the initial part of the program. And then now, of course, for the PSs, for the PS, because of course he'll be making remarks for both primary and secondary, as well as the TSC. It's important to prepare for him a presentation that outlines the secondary school issues and then the primary school issues. And for the TSC representative also, to ensure that the chairperson, as they make their remarks on the day for the primary schools, on the day for the secondary schools, make relevant remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. And indeed,
Alex,
yeah.
Just a small addition to what Dr. has said. What you have done, we now have a YouTube channel where we are posting previous virtual sessions that have been held by this office, the Office of the Chief of Staff and Head of the Public Service. So I invite, even as you're doing the preparations for the different teams, to go to the channel and see the videos of how these sessions are normally conducted. So I've posted there 2 videos, but the most important one for them is the one that we did for universities, all public universities. They can go through that clip and then they see how we normally transition within across different presenters for that 2 hours. So it's very important that they go to that channel and see those videos that you have posted there. Thank you. And I'm going to post the link in the different WhatsApp groups.
Thank you, Duncan. I was actually just going to say, please post the link so that we all have ease of access. Now, part of what Dr. has said then leads us to our other agenda item, which is the continuous updates. And I think it's important that we all make use of the WhatsApp group that has been created. It is a temporary forum which will close by the end of next week, but also helps us in managing and in preparation for the meeting. It's a forum where if we have any challenge, please post it there. No matter the time of day or night or weekend or no weekend, please feel free to use that forum. It is our planning forum. So if there are any challenges that have been experienced that you as either a directorate feel that you need to bring to attention to assist in one way or the other, feel free. From our end, we will continue to post as much information currently obtaining, particularly on issues of the numbers, because then that also gives you sight of where are we at any particular time of day, how far are we to the end of the crossing line, and are we all ready for when the meetings are scheduled. So let us have those continuous engagements. Let us respond to questions when asked. Let us have as many of us just interacting and giving information and giving ideas and updating each other, because then only through that way are we able to update our principals at the top on our readiness or on our preparations towards having successful meetings both on Wednesday and on Thursday. Now, one of the agenda items that we had to discuss today was that issue of you getting site to the back end, and I think we have dispensed off with that element when we spoke about, and now we have the contacts, and I hope if you have been given access and you're able to then see the numbers from the back end, whether from the 2 directorates or the TSE, please let us know, because then that also helps us, move forward.
Alex,
now, yeah.
I can confirm I've granted access to all of them. So we have TSCs, primary school and secondary schools granted access. They can access the forms, all of them, from the emails we have received.
Okay. All right. So we were going to use that forum for continuous updates, comments, questions, responses, and so on. And also, I think is also to prepare ourselves to be ready for meetings such as this throughout between today all the way to when those meetings happen. When the need for physical meeting is there, that will be called for and posted in the group. And I think we should all have a physical meeting the day before the scheduled meeting date and time, so that we are able to just, go through things again and again to ensure that we have an excellent meeting and a very happy outcome at the end of each of those sessions. So, and as you will also see, or maybe we may have mentioned this to the team that came to the office last week or this week, yesterday or the day before, and this is in reference to on the actual day, there will be need to have someone from each directorate then coming to our office. We'll have a representative from the State Department, from the Directorate of Primary, a rep on the day of the primary schools, and a rep from TSE. And we'll also have people from our end, from our office, joining you in your office so that we have a very easy way to coordinate and ensure that the ball does not drop at any single point. We have experienced before the need to have those exchanges because the communication becomes easier. We have had to deal with a challenge where from one center, because like in this case, you have three centers. You have the head of public service, you have TSC, and you have the State Department for Basic Education. And we've had an instance in one of the centers where the machines could not work, and we had to then give our machines because we were dialed in and with them on that end. So please also start to identify who are those people who you will then send one person from each to come to our office on the day of the meeting. But again, we'll have further discussions around how that will roll out, the various protocols. We'll have sessions with the moderators so that we ensure that everything is aligned, all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted, and to have a meeting that is to the expectations of the Chief of Staff and head of the public service. If there is any maybe comments, feedback, we will take them now so that then, because this really brings us to the close of this meeting, but to again remind us that the most important and urgent thing right now is the mobilization. It's just the numbers. We get the numbers, everything else then falls into place. We do not get the numbers, then we do not have a meeting. So with that, I invite comments, feedback, so that then
If
we
Alex,
close the meeting.
just before you close, I have feedback.
Yes,
So
please.
I have feedback twofold. While we were conducting this webinar, I confirmed that I've actually received feedback twofold from two different sets of different people. I confirmed that I received a message from the county director, TSC Rift Valley, asking me if this virtual meeting is indeed true, and if the links are available in the website of the Chief of Staff and the Head of Public Service, which has been posted. There's a message where it has been cascaded reading, "Good morning, Team Rift Valley," refer to the circular from our CEO, then it goes on and on. So I wish to confirm that indeed we are getting progress in terms of this, what is it called? The links being cascaded downwards. And number two, in the small groups, in the small village groups where I'm a BOM, I wish to confirm that there is a memo going around, which has been done by now the TSC County Director, and in my case of Elgeyo Marakwet County, to all the principals and deputy principals, and they are cascading the same. So if we can, again, ask our people to share with us this, because this is actually some serious progress that is being demonstrated, and I'm sure the same will be able to be reflected in numbers. So in the WhatsApp group, we can be doing the 2-hour, 1-hour updates in terms of how far we've gone with the numbers, and we make it a very interactive session in the WhatsApp groups to monitor the space and see how far it has gone. But at least now, this is personal feedback that has reached me, and I'm not a teacher. Thank you.
No, but Collins, you may not be a teacher, but you're a member of a board. Have you registered?
Oh, yeah, let me register. I'm actually not registered.
Yeah,
Let me register.
So please register.
Let me register.
And Alex.
Okay.
Alex,
yes,
the
Duncan.
last one.
Yes, Duncan. Yes, Duncan.
The question that Collins has just, the feedback he has just received. This is the website of the Chief of Staff and Head of the Public Service I'm showing on the screen. And to confirm, the meeting links have been uploaded. So when you open the website, you go to the meeting links tab. And then you scroll down, you will see the two meetings. There is the one for consultative meeting with the leadership of secondary schools with the date there. So the invited participants are expected to click there and register. And then the second one for primary schools, consultative meeting with leadership of primary schools. Again, they are well indicated. I don't know why initially we were seeing people registering in the wrong one. So also as they try mobilize, maybe to remember them to be keen and ensure they register on the correct platform. Don't register for secondary schools and yet you're expected to attend the one for primary schools. So they are up pollings, they are active, and the numbers are rising each and every second. Thank you. Alex, back to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I think it's important that we do not mix the links. We have seen this happen before, particularly when meetings follow each other. So even as we are circulating the link, ensure you circulate the link with a message. Put it in the message so that when it's circulated, if I've received it as a teacher of a secondary school and my spouse is a teacher of a primary school, I will not forward her that link because it doesn't apply to her, and vice versa. If she is a teacher in secondary school and I'm a teacher in primary school, then it should not be mixed up. So when you forward the link, as you cascade it down, as you continue to mobilize, because you will get calls asking where is the link, where is the link. It is important to ensure that the link we forward as a team doing the mobilization, as the head that is cascading down, let us cascade down the links with a message that is very clear, that it has the category that is, the category that is supposed to register. So in the message you have that listed, the meeting applies to all members of boards of management, all principals, all deputy principals, and all administrative heads in secondary school. And the link is here, and the date is also in the message. Then even as that link is being cascaded, they'll just be forwarded as you had crafted it, with the clarity of the person receiving it is very clear of what they expected to do. And also being forwarded, if I receive a message and talks about primary school and I'm in secondary school, then I know it doesn't apply to me. So it's important we forward the links, not just as a link because of the danger of the people we forwarding to the wrong people, but because we want to achieve the numbers, the right numbers. Because we could go to 100%, 460 out of 460,000, but then 100,000 are not supposed to be in that meeting, were wrong registrations. Again, emphasizing the need for this analysis. You're able to get the actual number of who has registered and who has not. Do you have any other feedback as we come to the end? Comments? Maybe we could hear from State Department of Basic Education as well as TSC. I don't know whether we've been clear, whether we've laid out the expectation, whether we are now ready to go. Are we ready?
Yes. Hello?
Hello? Yeah, we can hear you, but faintly. If you could maybe raise your voice or go close to the device. Feedback, comments?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, my comment would be that for the leaders, the regional directors of education, the county directors of education, TSC, they have to register in both of the links so that they are able then to be in the company of the teachers at all levels. The same thing applies to all of us. Thank you.
Mr. Barongo,